Hey guys, welcome to the first NW opening of the new year. It is New Year, new MVP. My followers on Instagram voted for this over Umaga as the New Year's special NW opening video. I was actually quite surprised about how many people voted on that, and it was quite close at first. I thought MVP was just going to smash it, but it was quite even at first, you know. You think MVP was pulling away, and then people would start voting New Year, New Maga, and then, you know, it would even out again. But eventually MVP pulled away. I think it got about 60 votes or something in the end, so that was crazy. You know, I was expecting like 10 or 20, so that was pretty cool, and I do appreciate that a lot. This is one of those figures where I've been wanting him ever since he returned, and to be honest, I think it does a pretty good job of encapsulating his kind of modern look. It's a pretty cool figure. I got this from my lovely lady friend for Christmas. It's got a little bit of damage on the side of the box there, just from Christmas storage and whatnot. Yeah, we're going to crack this open. We're going to get this out, and then we're going to work out what we're going to use him for in my Fed. So, let's take a look at the box. We got MVP at the bottom there. Don't think that's spelled incorrectly, is it? I think all the information is correct there. Got the Pico on the side. On the back, we got MVP. Cool. In the rest of the series, we have Roman Reigns, obviously. Rey Mysterio with an eye missing. Yeah, I'll never think that's a good head scan because he's got an eye missing. I'd have bought a Riddle, but he seems to have sold out everywhere, so fair enough. Kushida and Trish Stratus, I would be absolutely interested in, but I think I'd want the price a little bit lower than standard, and then we're going to head swap this onto it, and, you know, make the figure a bit nicer to look at. But, you know, either way, if we don't get the Trish Stratus, we don't get the Trish Stratus. Our women's division is a little bit of a neglected beast, and there's plenty of reasons why. But anyway, it's time for us to get into opening MVP. Wow. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the back of the box is scratched up something bad. Like, what the hell has happened to that? Someone been booting this over the warehouse floor? Now, guys, you can be honest with me. You can be honest with the Disaster Man. Oh, the box is ripping. Is this run of MVP as more of a manager type role? Are you more of a fan of this than when he was a solo player? Are you more of a fan of MVP as a manager? That's my question to you. You guys can be honest with the Disaster Man. If the Disaster Man is being honest with you, I don't think MVP was all that interesting to begin with. I think he's a cool guy. But I think that the thing that really stands out for him really now in terms of his career is all the work with the Hurt Business and Bobby Lashley, rather than him as a singles competitor. I'm not saying he had a bad run in the first place. I'm just saying it's been very interesting watching him in the last couple of years as more of a manager. But anyway, we've got him here. That leg's not sitting in properly. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop this baby out, and he is tagged at the back there and on the right. On the right arm and the left leg. Interesting. Okay, let's snip those off. Okay, and then we're just going to very carefully squeeze him out of his bubble. I'm going to get those hands out first, actually, and then just flatten the bubble from there. So we got the hands out, and then we're just going to very carefully, very slowly push him out. Not forcing anything, because that's how we end up with loose joints. We just want everything flattening around him. Lightly pushing on him. I'm just going to pop him out. Got a grip on him, and out we go. Okay, so you can see he has a very, very thin, transparent boob tube on over the top of his attire here. I don't actually know how to get this off because I don't really want to. I suppose if I can stretch it that far, I wouldn't mind sticking some scissors in there, but I don't really want to, like. So, initial impressions, actually, one sec, first of all, gotta sort this leg out. Come on. What the hell is this leg doing? What? All the joints are, like, facing the wrong directions. Alright, cool. Right, okay, that'll do. Whatever. Okay, so, initial impression is that this guy is looking pretty good. Am I right? Yeah, that's a bit of a stiff head, that's quite cool. I mean, just on the outset, the head looks really good, the tattoos look really good, his gear looks really good, the chains look really good. It's, you know, it's an aesthetic looking figure at a distance. And the first thing that I appreciated when I noticed it was that this MVP figure is the figure in the series where they have experimented with the double jointed elbows. They have realized that the AEW figures have meant double jointed elbows should be standardized. However, they're very slowly bringing them out in the elites, and they seem to only be doing one in every series. You could correct me about that if I'm wrong, but I don't really know. I don't really mind, but they're definitely not doing it on all of them, but they have done it on MVP. And I appreciate that because it means we can do the MVP pose. Except we kind of can't because this shoulder joint is actually too stiff and I don't want to force it. So it's kind of more like he's cradling his heart, isn't it, really? Oh, Romeo, oh, Romeo. The point is, it's nice that, you know, a quality figure like this is the one that gets the double jointed elbows. I think they usually pick the right guy to get the double joint. One thing I did notice while I was trying to do that pose is that the tattoo literally covers his joint as well, which is nice. It's inside the joint. That's a nice little detail. Now, on the other side of things, you know, it was nice to notice the double jointed elbows, but it was not nice to notice that he has no open hands. He has 2 fists and 2, like, pose hands. God damn it, Mattel. You've proven in the past that you can do 3 sets of hands, and it doesn't matter. So, please stop doing this. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what weapons and whatnot MVP would be holding up. But it's not really the point, you know. It's nice to have the option. And to be honest, it's probably just me, but it looks wrong when a figure has, like, both fists. It looks wrong. It's literally just me because I'm not used to it. Because, you know, we've had figures with fist and a open hand for so long that, you know, you're just used to seeing it. And it looks wrong that they have 2 fists. That's a me thing. I'll get over it. But, yeah, like I say, it would be nice. Anyhow, let's get into the joints on the figure now. So as we established already, the head is pretty stiff. It's quite nice. We've got a nice little ab joint. Okay, it's a bit loose going back, but, you know, it's fine. It holds its shape well. The waist joint is fine too. This shoulder seems fine, as does the elbow. Wrist maybe a little bit loose, but it does have those interchangeable hands, so that kind of comes with the territory. This shoulder is really stiff. Like, I can do up and down is fine, but I cannot move that in, which is a bit of a downside to the double jointed elbows when you can't use the pose anyway because the joint is a bit screwed. So we might try to loosen that up, or I might just leave it. We'll see what happens. We've got the nice double jointed elbow, nice and stiff. Incredible. Let's get a close-up of the tattoos on this arm, actually. Look at that. We've got, like, the pharaoh at the top there. Got, like, the pyramids and stuff. I don't know. You can't say I'd ever really taken notice of MVP's tattoos before, but, you know, they're pretty cool, actually. And then on this side, we got all this stuff. Really, really cool. And, oh, man, let's just get a close-up of the head, because the likeness is great. The likeness is really great. However, I've just... I don't really want to go on about this too much, but I've just noticed one little thing. I just wanted to do a little check to see if those eyes are as aligned as they could be. Let's see. Yep, they actually look pretty good. I wasn't too sure from a distance. But you know what? They actually look pretty good. Just take a quick look with the naked eye, because sometimes it's just better. Yeah, they might be a little bit off. They might potentially be a little bit off at I think maybe the left eye is a little bit too high. But it could just be the way it is. Either way, the eyes themselves look fine. It's not exactly like they're all scuffed up or they're on the top of his eyelid or something. So to be honest, that looks pretty good. We're getting another nice look at that scan, aren't we? You can see around the top of his head, there's a couple of little kind of glue marks and stuff. Factory stuff. There's a little possible dent at the back there. I doubt his head's sculpted to have that dent in it, but, you know, doesn't really matter all that much. Anyway, where were we? I was in the middle of doing his tattoos, wasn't I? Okay, so we're going to just go through that. That wrist is probably, the same, comes with the territory, probably going to be a bit loose. Oh, man, this figure is gorgeous. This is just a really aesthetic figure. That leg is fine. I am wondering why it's leaning out why it's still leaning out to the side so much. Again, we might need to boil that, but it's an easy fix if that is the fix. It might be okay. It just looks a bit like it's a bit off to the side. It's sticking out a little bit. Got the knee joint is fine. The boot is nice and loose. Other leg, that one's a bit stiffer. It's cool. Actually, yeah, the whole thing is just a bit stiffer than the first one. Let's take a look at the accessories up close, shall we? So we've got the MVP chain and we've got the 305 chain at the back there as well. These look pretty nice. They add to the overall aesthetic of the figure. They're pretty, costume accurate, so that's good. So we'll take a look at the decals underneath on his costume, of course. There's the torso. A few people complained that this is a bit too wide. Like he's a bit too on the bulky side. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. He's definitely not wide enough that it bothers me. He's not as svelte as he once was. There's the MVP on the back. I think it's fine. It's not bad enough that it, is noticeable to me, really, like that. It really matters. We'll take a look at the gloves now. I don't really know if there's a better way to show you this. Maybe if I just do it side on like that. Yeah, maybe. You can see them better on the loose hands, I suppose, anyway. So there's the fist. There's the gloves. I can't seem to hold them any closer at the camera and still have it focused, but yeah. So, yeah, I think that's more or less everything. We've gone through the joints, we've gone through the accessories, we've gone through the decals, etc. There's not really any noticeable marks or anything on him apart from those bits of glue on the head, which, we can live with or we can get rid of, either or, either way that works. So the final thing I wanted to talk about, as I do at every NW opening, is what this guy is going to do in my Fed. Well, in a nutshell, I don't really know. I'm not going to do a her business gimmick. I don't really have any plans for him as a singles guy. I guess there's no reason he couldn't just be, running around having matches with stuff. I could do with more wrestlers that don't actually have stories behind them, because it's quite hard for me to actually, in spite of how many figures I have, it's quite hard for me to just throw people into matches, particularly just to lose and stuff like that. There's not a lot of people that, there's a lot of people that either I want pushing or are already doing something on that show or, something to that effect. And it means that I don't have an awful lot of people I could just chuck into matches. So maybe MVP could be one of those guys. Maybe he doesn't need stories to begin with. Maybe we'll work out if we have anything for him later on. Either way, he's going to look great doing whatever he's doing. And I guess that's more or less where his place is going to be in DSW. So anyway, hope you guys had a great Christmas, a Happy New Year. Thank you for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like, comment, and subscribe. If this is the first NW opening you've ever seen, this is the longest running series I have on my channel, so there's plenty of those to go back and watch. You can check me out on Instagram and Twitter. The links will be down below. And other than that, again, thank you for watching, and goodbye.